Hello, and welcome back to Jollyroger Hobbies. Today we're going to be doing a short review on the Iwata Neo BCN airbrush. Now this is a siphon feed dual action airbrush. Now I picked it up at Hobby Lobby on clearance for $59.99. Original price to theirs is $89.99. Now I did a little research before doing this, and Amazon at the time of this recording has got it for $62.98, and Michaels has got it for $129.99. So do your research. Of course you're doing research, otherwise you wouldn't be here watching this video. Alright, so the Neo BCN comes just like this, minus one thing, which I'll get to you in a minute. Comes with 1 ounce big mouth bottle, a little wrench for the nozzle to remove it so you can clean it, and of course your airbrush. Now the one thing it does not come with is this little quick change nipple down here. I bought that separate. Everything else comes with in here. Now, like I said, it comes with one ounce big mouth bottle, because it is a siphon feed from the bottom. However, you can purchase additional bottles for different color changes, which I have done. Now Hobby Lobby has these bottles for $4.99, and other sites, Amazon's actually got them more expensive. So again, do your research. Alright, so back to the BCN. Like I said, the BCN is a dual action internal mix siphon feed. Just like that. Now personally, I've been using this for about a month now, and I really enjoy it. This is designed for the beginner in mind. However, I know of many professionals who use this. It's got a nice little trigger pull. Very easy to use. Now, a little specs on the Neo, the BCN. So the dimensions are about a 1/2 inch wide, 5.88 inches long, so just over 5 3/4 inches long, and about 1.81 inches high, so just over 1 3/4 inches high. And that's from the bottom here all the way up to the top. That does not include the nipple that I have put on for the quick change. The needle is a 0.5 millimeter needle and nozzle combination. Now this is, according to Iwata's site, its optimal working pressure is from 8 to 20 psi. However, all other sites, and including Amazon, list it as 10 to 60 psi. Now personally, I bought the Iwata Ninja Jet, which has a maximum working pressure of 20 psi. Well, maximum pressure of 20 psi, working from 0 to 15. Now, to use this airbrush on that air compressor, I have to turn it up a bit, almost to the top, and then I can back it down a little bit. So personally, I think you're going to need a little bit better compressor. That compressor will work with it. I have done it, but I personally am going to buy a higher pressure compressor, at least one that I can work more with. Now this is actually really easy to handle. Any of you that know the dual actions, you push the button down to let out the air, and you pull back to get the paint flowing. The further you pull it back, the more paint you have. Now, With a dual action, how much you depress the trigger is supposed to be able to give you your different air pressure, so you can adjust on the fly. However, with this one, I have noticed no matter how much I lightly depress this trigger or all the way down, the air pressure is still the same. However, I can adjust the paint flow. Now, a siphon feed states that they require more airflow to pull the paint out of the bottle. However, working at 10 to 15 psi, this pulls the paint out just fine. Anything lower, and then you run into problems. Now, this being a siphon feed means the cleaning on this is a little bit more intuitive, which I'm not going to go into at this point in time. I will do a tutorial in a future video. However, that being said, the siphon feed does require a little bit more cleaning, but that has nothing to do with the BCN. That only has to do with the type, the siphon feed. Now, this is a 0.5 millimeter nozzle and needle, which is designed for round about medium spraying, small to wide spraying areas. The only thing I don't like is you cannot change the needle or the nozzle. It's pretty much the same. However, for what I do, it works perfect. Now, talking about the air pressures, or actually we'll talk about the nozzle and the air pressure. Due to the nozzle being a 0.5 millimeter, it's a little bit wider open for thicker paints. Now, I use this for model building. Now, I use enamel paints, you can use acrylic, and you can use many other types on this. But me personally, I use enamel. And then I know people who do airbrushing for tattoos, who do airbrushing for automotive paints, which I don't know why they would use this except for little fine details, which that I can see. Makeup artists, a lot of people will use this airbrush. And the 0.5 millimeter nozzle will give them better range to do just that, and for brushing thicker paints. The adjustable working pressure means you can work all the way down, like it says, down to 8 psi, and then higher psi's. Most average between 20 and 40 psi for using this. Now, the paint capacity, as I said, it comes with one big mouth bottle. The paint capacity for this bottle is 1 ounce. You can buy additional bottles to change your paints. But the really neat thing is now, Big Mouth is by Iwata, and they come in 1 ounce bottles, 2 ounce, 2.5 ounce, 3 ounce, and big 4 ounce bottles. So don't think you're limited to just this little bottle. Now, so far what I do, I don't even need this. I routinely fill my paints up to about this high, and that's it. That's all I use. People who are doing paints on like airbrushing tattoos at carnivals and stuff like that would need bigger bottles so that we can have your paints. The really good thing with using the siphon feed is by multiple bottles, you can change your colors on the fly. Whereas a gravity feed with the cup up here, you can't. You have to clean it out, then do your bottle. That being said, between color changes, make sure you spray this out in a spray pot before doing that. And then, as I said, in a future video, I will do a breakdown of this. And then we'll do a tutorial on cleaning. This is a great airbrush. Great for beginners, and for my uses, this is absolutely perfect, and I'm very happy with it. So again, this was the Iwata Neo BCN dual action siphon feed airbrush. And personally, I give it 5 stars. I've had 0 problems with it. Alright. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.